Terrible Voyager. Terrible Voyager. Wow, that delay is rough. That's almost 10 seconds delay. Oh, we're gonna have to deal with that on today's stream, so just keep in mind there'll be a bit of a delay today. Just trying some different stream settings. How's everyone doing? Voyager, John, Martin? How's your day going? Lord Bane? It's going well. I'm gonna be doing the new mission first. So I get the console from that, and then that'll get me my last 2 points of progression. We about to find Tetron builds or something again. I mean, I don't know. I mean the recent the Gorn ship brought plasma back up to a competitive state in some situations, not everywhere, but um I think that there's certainly a hope that this has done something, for Tetrion. So I need to get my last 2 points of progression, and the way I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna go through and do the story mission quick. Um, so I'm not gonna like read through the lore stuff for it. I'm basically gonna speed run through this mission. I haven't played it yet, but like I've talked about before, I don't really play this game for the story content, so I'm gonna go through it quick as I can. Richard, how's it going? It's Sunday. That should tell you how my day is going so far. There's probably like music and all that happens in these, but at some point I will go through and do like a playthrough of the arc, but right now my entire focus is just getting this piece unlocked as quick as possible. I'm so used to just shooting right away, you know? Oh, it's gonna make me do all this crap. And Ad, how's it going?
We're reading several If we tighten formation, our beams may reinforce one another.
Agreed. Move to the
I'm still in the Gorn ship. It's not the best, but I just what I've had set up recently. How many of these is it gonna be do? Board Collective, I am clearly going in and unlocking it right now. As soon as I finish this mission, I will have the entire set. Then I will be going through and upgrading it.
That was far too close for comfort.
From what I understand, the visuals of the set initially were a bit screwed up. Been playing since release. Yeah. There's been points where Tetrion's been interesting. I mean, every weapon type right now, every damage type can do fine. It's just that people get focused so hard on the like on the Terran stuff or the disco rep stuff, and they don't want to even look at the other damage types anymore. But it like plasma, AP, Polaron, like everything can do well. And if you ever want to try a different damage type, like it's just a matter of basically swapping your weapons out and swapping your attack consoles. Like if I want to swap a build over from phaser to disruptor or from phaser to plasma or whatever, it's basically just a matter of swapping the attack consoles out for me. I hate that this ship spins. I really hate this. It's a shame too, because like there's going to be people getting this ship for the secondary items it has, but visuals of flying it just sucks so much.
Asteroid successfully fractured. Begin your scans now.
Oh, they're going all out there. They're making us do all the mini games.
Let's compare radiation signature.
Remember, with these mini games, your arrow keys are your friend. Use your arrow keys on your keyboard, and you can do these a lot easier than trying to click the buttons there.
Not quite.
Admiral, the Nakul representative is concerned about the destruction of valuable asteroids.
And yeah, my game sound is really low, so maybe I'll do like a full proper playthrough of this, you know, if
Cool for their loss.
on the channel at some point, but the story content's never really been my focus, and I honestly haven't really followed it since the end of the Iconian War. The Iconian War was like peak storyline to me at that era, at least. MB, I saw your message too, man. I was looking at that and joking about that with some people yesterday. But there's been a series of comments recently on YouTube where I honestly I don't know if it's like a bot just trying to say things to like stir up controversy or something. Like I don't know if it's actually someone being serious with some of the comments or if it's just a bot.
We're approaching
Necronix, how's it
the
going?
portals now. I trust you've spotted our uninvited guest. We're approaching the one. Attention, Foliant. Battle station.
Yes, defeat Tholians.
Not destroy.
I'm not sure they'll reciprocate that courtesy, Admiral. Understood. Firing to disable only.
That was the last of them. Now maybe we can get some answers.
I don't know that there's been a handful of comments. I don't like go out and like ban people or anything like that when something controversial, you know, pops up, but there's definitely been some comments recently where I've thought about just like muting them.
Curious. This is most unfortunate. The source of the multi-fixed.
Yeah, Tetrion doesn't have like a ton of good set on these. Well, but I think was it just the competitive rep one? I don't remember. I'll have to look at it.
Let's make haste. Let's start with that console over there. That console is dedicated to life support only. No access to the systems we're looking for. We'll have to try another.
Want my thoughts on the console here, so I don't have it yet. I'm unlocking it right now. But yeah, it's a weaker web spinner, right? So it's like single target, just very underwhelming.
The engineering node is through that door and down the hall. Watch out for security. The Tholians know we're here now. Tholian security ahead. Neutralize them so we can access the computers in this node. We're clear. Let's run a bypass on that console while we can.
I hate needing to wait for red alert to be over to be able to spam the interact. Ravko, how's it going? What the? Oh, this is a new visual. Ravko, thank you for the membership. There is a little bit of a delay today because I'm streaming at a higher bitrate and resolution. I was just seeing what the delay would be like. So it looks like there's a 10 to 15 second delay, but it is being streamed at 1440p. Then the bitrate, I think, is higher than what most of my videos get uploaded at right now. So
Let's access this science console.
I'll just wait for these guys to all get killed by agony. Ramsman, how's it going? Yeah, James, yeah, exactly. That's a very common thing. Is like people get super focused on, um, like phaser disruptor, but realistically, you can even run like a mixed build where you're doing, um, like a rainbow setup, and it will still do perfectly fine. My Jemadar legendary bug ship over on SOB, that character is running a rainbow cannon setup, and the reason it's like that is because it works really well for endeavors. So like other damage types, like if you sit down and look at it, like you're buffing them up the exact same as disruptor or phasers. It's you can easily swap them out. You're not going to be seeing that much of a loss outside of losing like the Terran cannon. Steven, how's it going? Oh. What did I get for looking at chat? Doesn't scale with Cat 2 EPG.
All clear. Everyone, gather up. We need a plan.
And James, thank you for the $2 there. Very much appreciated. Slinus, how's it going? Have they increased the time for Red Alert to end? I don't think it's changed. I got a protector, okay. So I have to hit abilities. Terrible. That Lobby staff putting in work as well. Oh yeah, it's high quality. What a waste of 200 Lobby. I'm sort of mad at myself for forgetting it. Like, it really was not worth it. Yeah, and the issue is about even, worrying about the high end is, look at the ISA table. It's Thaleron, right? Like, you're never going to compete against Thaleron, with like a cannon build, a beam build, a torp build, an EPG build. Like, Thaleron's the top of the table when it comes to DPS record setting now. And you just can't compete against that with these other build types. So I talked about this, I think, a little bit yesterday, but I've talked about this in the past, but I really think that the DPS scene in general needs to shift away from these team-based maps, and we really need to shift focus over towards like individual benchmarks. So like this new Jupiter Patrol, I think that is pretty good for like a solo benchmark. Hold on a sec, I've got to go turn this fan off, which seems to be having issues. I don't know what that was, but I bought a fan off Amazon a couple months ago, had to get a replacement for it right away, and it's starting to make some interesting noises, so be replacing that again here soon. Rob, how's it going? But yeah, I think the new Jupiter Patrol, I think, is really a good solo benchmark. Thaleron needs those other build types as support, though, yeah. But even without that, like, this is a discussion that's been going on for a long time. Like, people that don't have access to a team can't compete. You know, back in the day, the idea was with the deeps channels that you could just go in and do a channel run and get a number to get yourself really high up on the table. You know, there was a time period where you could just go into a channel run and there was a good chance that, you know, you could get, you know, like a top 10 type record in a channel run. And those days, like the min-max scene has evolved so far over the past you know, year or so here, or the past 2-3 years, that if you don't have a team, you're immediately SOL. Like, you just are not able to compete without a team. I mean, we've seen how many people that, I mean, there's a lot of people that have the capability to do runs and, you know, get high up on the table, but because they don't have a team.
Well done. Both spinnerets are offline. Let's go shut down the main web generator.
You don't get any increased rewards for playing this game on a higher difficulty. So if I'm going through and rushing through like story content like this and not like, my ground build sucks right now. But if I'm just wanting to get through it quickly, I'm just gonna play it on. She's getting stuck in the wall apparently. I'm just gonna play it on normal difficulty and get through it fast. Yeah, Cheops, that is definitely the issue. I mean, the solution would be have tables, you know, for each individual enemy group.
Wait! They've raised their shields. We're trapped.
Or just have it. No, I think the best solution to that would be to just
Your arrogance. Your insanity.
the different tables for each enemy group.
Cease hostilities. I mean you no harm. Hold your
Use these access codes to override the encryption and re-enable the web generator.
Yeah. I just think in general, like, Thaleron having its own table, I don't think Thaleron alone needs its own table. I think it'd be good to have the coordinated runs on their own table, but the issue is, it's just even...
Quicker, I take it. Here they come.
I think at this point we just would need to look at solo options, because I don't think there's a long-term solution that's going to make
Need all the help we can
team maps, you know, accessible to everyone. David? Doing fine, just getting through this story mission fast as I can. By that I mean not turning my ship to face the target. Oh, I missed a couple of these guys. Is this just warping in more targets or something? Do I need to go repair them? Is that what's going on here? Okay. What I get for skipping through reading what it wanted me to do. Oh. I see where I messed up. Just a couple more interacts then.
Our web generator at
Deploy the stitching probes at the designated ward. Energize the web soon in order to save the Nicole star.
place the stitching probes quickly. Then energize the web. Web
Repair these
projector link
Tholian frigates
established.
quick. The 4-piece works well with Fall. I wonder if it's bugged.
Web projector link established.
Because the you know, they just released the Gorn ship here, and the trait with it, still 2 weeks after release, is just completely busted with fire at will.
Web projector link established.
4-piece Fall. Gotcha. I'm just about to get the set, so then I'll be upgrading it and grabbing some Tetron weapons. I think I have some Tetron weapons, but just get over to this.
Web projector link established.
Stitching probes are engaged. Energize the web.
2-piece won't be as effective. You need to do the 4.
Warning, ship is under attack.
It appears I owe.
The vortex.
You know, at some point I'll probably play through this mission, like look at all the dialogue, but right now the scope of what I want to do is you know, just get the set. So when I talked about like saving the mission to turn in later, this is what I mean. You see how like it's I'm done, but I haven't turned it in yet. So you can leave the map and then you can just not turn that in until the next day if you ever need to like save an event, turn in for a day or something like that.
Based on the data you have provided,
Let's get back to NRC. Set no good, can't get it on common quality, terrible Megla. Okay, let me turn that in, and that will be the set unlocked for me. And remember, as soon as you complete the mission, or you complete the event, you can immediately go back in the same day to get your first day of the dilithium bonus. So like right now, even though I just got 2 points, I could go in and earn another 2 points right now and get that 8k dilithium. So I will be going through and doing that here in a few minutes. As long as the new Tetrion Omni fires first, crystals will be guaranteed to spawn. Okay. So I'm probably going to use a different ship here other than this the Scorn one. But I do need to go through and upgrade this set. So let me protect all of it. For the console, I am not going to burn an ultimate tech upgrade on that. These consoles are always rather cheap to upgrade with like Phoenix upgrades, so just use some Phoenix upgrades. Don't burn your epics on or the ultimate tech upgrades on them. Now the Omni, that is most certainly getting an ultimate tech upgrade. The shield, just gonna do that, and then I don't know what ship I'm gonna use to do this testing. I guess I'll just get the warp core, and if I need the sync core, I'll upgrade that later. Okay, can I re-roll these mods? Yes, I can. Very nice. I'm gonna go for crit D, damage for the epic mod, and then damage for all of the other modifiers. Unfortunately, this character does not have a Tholian ship. So that won't work right now. So this can work alongside other Tetrion Omnis, right? So let's see, what do we have here again? Space equipment. Oh yeah, there's a beta for V'ger, isn't there? What is it? X. So there's the support Tetron Omnibeam. There's an anti-Chronoton one. I don't remember where this drops from. Yeah, I'm looking at the anti-Chronoton one right now. That is... Oh, that's from another story mission, so I don't have that right now, so I'm not gonna bother with that one. But I can get the competitive rep one. Or I can just run cannons. Which, I mean, that's realistically the better option anyways, because cannons do more. Yeah, I know there's a comp one. Yeah, if I put this on my Hydra Mucin, I'm just literally just gonna swap the the weapons over to Tetrion and the consoles, and that's pretty much gonna be it. So I can grab this Omni. Let me find some Tetrion stuff and see, do I even have Tetrion consoles on this character, or do I need to go grab some? Okay, so the first step is I need to go grab some Tetrion weapons. Yeah, I've already got a Hydra build set up on this character, but thank you, Mucin. Literally what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna go to this build and basically just swap the items out for Tetrion. Ultimate full set for the haste. That can be worth it in some situations, but I personally I don't think that's needed all the time, especially for more general gameplay. Okay. So I'm going to be using this new shield, new warp core. I'm going to take these weapons off for the time being. I'll leave the Maelstrom on just because the Maelstrom's just so powerful. And as soon as I change maps, that's going to screw up. So I'm going to save this as Tetrion. Need to get the Omni. So I'm going to need to grab 5 pack consoles from the Spire quick, and then I'm going to need to get some Tetrion cannons over on this character. So we go to the Spire quick, and then I'll sort out the weapons. CSV on anything is definitely the way to go. Axel, how's it going? Okay, Tetrion, where are you? I'm going to go for Exploiters because this character has insanely high crit chance. For most of you, you know, your locators are still going to be the way to go. If you have all of the expensive lockbox promo ship traits to help out your crit chance, then maybe consider the crit severity consoles, but in general, the locators are going to be your better bet. Down. Anyone tried Resurgence yet? I think Triz has. I'm just really not in the mood for like a story-based game right now. So I probably won't be playing it anytime soon. Some of these consoles are going to be a pain, I see. There we go. Yeah, it's like a 10-hour game. I don't know. Like I don't think I'd be willing to spend, you know, like $30 or whatever it is for just 10 hours gameplay. Especially, you know, it's just a story campaign. It's you're not flying your ship around like you do in Stowe. Like you're going through that one storyline, and that, you know, that's basically going to be it, from what I understand. So watching Spencer upgrade makes you feel inadequate. Terrible. Okay, I do need to get some Tetrion stuff. I don't remember. Isn't there like a Tetrion cannon in the Lobby store? Pretty sure there is. Like a Zenkethi one? Yeah, Advanced Diffusive Tetrion DHC. Looking at the proc on it, that looks like garbage. That legitimately just looks like trash, so I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, let's put the Lobby back in, and let me hop over to SOB, see if I have any Tetrion cannons lying around. There's a Hirogen Tet. Yeah, but isn't that like the cannon that's got like a 12-kilometer range? You need a mod to get the game to run at more than 1920 by 1080. That's rough. That's I'm really a bit tired of seeing like all these games pop up, and it's like they rush development of them, so there's always just like these big issues. Like it's ridiculous how that's happening with even like these big AAA titles. Like you look at like The Last of Us. I still like, that was a mess when that dropped. Elijah, thank you for the 5 gifted. Very much appreciated. Thank you so much. Will I have Tetrion weapons? Apparently not. Okay. Well, we're gonna watch me go through and upgrade a set of Tetrion cannons. Thank you again, Kalijah. Okay, so I'm probably gonna need to grab some more Phoenix upgrades at this rate. Let me check my fleet bank too. I might actually have some Tetrion stuff over on that character. Or is it? Yeah, I'll probably just do crafted pen if I have to. I know, Chell. I know you're not happy about the pen stuff, but I still think pen for the majority of players is a good option. I don't think there's any Tetrion in here. That's a simulated plasma omni. That's a covert phaser. Okay, crafted pen it is. I don't recall the refracting Tetrion. Oh, you're talking from the old Dolian or like ships. I don't have those on this character. I have that entire set on other characters, but I have not been motivated enough to put those Tholian ships onto this character. Okay. Time to craft some Tetrions. For the turret, I will just use the one from the competitive reputation. I've got enough here. So let me get that started real quick. Tetrion heavy support turret. Sure, let's go for that. So I need to get some DHCs now. And first that happens. I hate when you're crafting something and you run out of a component like that. It's such a pain. Stabilizing Tetrion. The issue with like, let me look at those on the exchange. The issue is with some of the older Tetrion weapons is some of them gave up like a proc or a modifier. Like Phase Tetrion, for example, you lost a weapon modifier to get that extra proc. Destabilizing Tetrion, shield drain is the proc that looks like garbage. That's one of the issues for Tetrion, why it's not great is because shield drain in general just is extremely underwhelming. That's why it's nice to have Tetrion weapons that are doing something else. So one pen out of that batch. And a bunch of other trash. Active status, upgrade. This weapon's gonna screw me over. I knew it. Yeah, shields don't really matter. I keep seeing the new car rep weapons, but I don't recall them being good. I used to use them, but they sort of sucked. Refracting Tetrion. I just like these are an example of what I was just talking about. They are losing a weapon modifier. So you're losing like a crit D or damage mod to get that second proc. And that second proc is going to go off like once every, what, like 40 seconds at best? It's not that good. Okay, competitive turrets done. And apparently can be salvaged. That's interesting. It's already ultra rare, so if I can save an ultimate tech upgrade, that'd be great. Go. Nice and easy. Perfect. There's the turret sorted out. How do I feel about the rapid mod on cannons? You're basically just voluntarily lowering your damage output. That's my thoughts on rapid. Rapid is just really underpowered. It sucks. Yeah. Okay, let me see what the situation's like on the exchange here. Let me just look for Tetrion. You know, I just realized I have another character I can check. I'm just getting the weapons right now, Sor. That's the point I'm at now. They did not fully address trauma response. It's still broken. Market Manipulator has some weapons in its fleet bank. Like, I probably have some Tetrion stuff somewhere on this account, but that would take too long to go through and look for. So here we have some phase Tetrions. Here's a Tetrion DHC with pen that's already ultra rare. What's this? This is an epic diffusive. I don't care. That's going on. There's another diffusive. Do I have one more? Nope. Okay. I'm going to move those over. So I'm going to be running a mix of diffusive and just crafted, it looks like. I don't remember Chadwick. Let me get these upgraded to Mark 15. Protected status on all of them. I almost salvaged that one. What sucks too is if you salvage a piece of gear, like, that's you're not getting it back. I'm just gonna get this to Mark 15. If it goes epic along the way, good. If not, is what it is. This up. So now just use an ultimate on. There we go. Now it's the actual slot machine mechanic that Stowe has. I get the epic mod. That. That. Yeah, there was a time where we used rapid fire quite extensively, but it is just so severely underpowered in the current state of the game. Like it's really not good. Yeah. Shields would need a really significant HP buff to really have a significant impact. I agree with that. Close. Almost had the epic mod. Out of dilithium. Terrible. Oh wait, there's actually like a backlog right now. The other side. Okay, let's insta sell this. 125. Peak STO content right here. Okay, there's all the Tetron weapons. Yeah, some of them aren't epic. Guess what? Doesn't matter. Okay, and I need to put the console on from this set, which is this thing, which, as others have pointed out, is pretty much complete garbage. But yeah, I'll keep it on, and I should probably. Is any of this boosted by like? Well, let me go up to space and look. I can hit the button. Oh, that's fine, Martin. I appreciate it, though, man. So this is the console, the Tholian crystalline interlacer, right? Yeah, even just looking at the tooltip, that thing looks like just complete garbage. The clicky here, this is from the 4-piece to make it so that the crystals can move. And if we look at some of my Tetron weapons here, you can see, where is it? I'm looking for the proc from the set here. Yeah, the order, the way you have your weapons set up is going to be how they fire, but that like it also will go by the order that you right clicked auto fire them, right? What are my endeavors at? 579. So basically everything in space is basically done at this point, with the exception of some of the resistance things. And then ground is lacking. Okay. So I'm gonna take this out real quick into one of the Jupiter patrols. I'm gonna turn my combat log on. I'm gonna take this into a Jupiter patrol quick, just get a feel for it, and then we'll probably do like an ISE or something. Is there any other Tetron stuff that I have to buff this? I mean, I can at least put on like the bioneural. Oh wait, that was already on. Jeez. Um, let's just leave it as is for now. Let's go in, shoot, and see what happens here. But I don't actually need the Lorca technically, and I'm curious if this is if these weapon or the effect here, what like is actually impacting them. Ranger, how's it going, man? So it's omnidirectional interlacing. The chance on this is to create a warp crystal, and this needs to fire first from what I heard. So I wonder, is this boosted at all? Question always asked is, does Fekiri mess with it? Yes, Fekiri messes with it. Okay. So you'd want to run the Fekiri Torment engine with this. Collector, good call. Let me swap that back to Colony. On my Hydra build, I was running the Disco 3-piece because that's really good and in normal or advanced. So I'm back on the Colony one. And the 2-piece gives a crit chance and severity boost for Tetron weapons. The 3-piece adds a proc for all of your Tetron weapons to be able to spawn in those warp crystals. And the 4-piece increases the proc. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Jupiter now and just see how it feels. Let's there. Yeah, I always go for space. If it gives me an option for space, I'm gonna choose that over ground.
The recent conflict.
Enemy ships warping in near projection station Alpha.
I don't get why the Breen are in the normal difficulty. Like, they're usually, a fair bit of a pain.
Next group incoming. Projector station Beta. Attack.
Yeah, normal's definitely not going to be the way to show these weapons off. Normal stuff dies too fast. Well, they sub-nuked me, so now it'll take a little bit longer. Yeah, this is why I thought the Breen would be, there's a lot of these warp core crystals around, they're just not really moving. I'm guessing CSV misfired there, or got sub-nuked off. Yeah, as soon as they sub-nuked me, it just came to, like, a crawling pace there.
Computer in simulation. Excellent work.
Yeah, I think it's actually crit chance. So if I look at my parse here from that, if I look here, let's see, what was my crit chance at? I hope this is readable for you guys on the stream here. So my crit chance with the Tetrion weapons, you see there was 93%. No crit chance on the warp crystals. I mean, my crit chance is so high on this build that it's hard for me to tell if I'm actually getting that, 9%. I mean, I guess if you look at like Zolaton and Maelstrom versus the Tetron weapons, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of a gap there. So, and the Tholian warp crystals did do a good bit of damage there. I mean, in that patrol, which is surprising given how the duration was. What parser is this? This is the STO Combat Log Analyzer. This was developed by an individual in the builds Discord. And they were working on it earlier this year. I think the development for right now is done, but it is open source, so I'm evaluating it as a potential replacement for SCM. But it's nice because like I can go in, change the the theme here to I can that's terrible, but I personally like the dark theme on it. You can increase the UI scale, quite easily, make it real nice and easy to show things. SCM development stopped probably 3-4 years ago. Flashbang, thanks. Yes. So like overview, you turn the UI scale back down a little bit. There we go. I mean, I like it. I think that some people are still going to prefer the user interface, on SCM. But if you do want to try this out over on the Builds Discord, we have an area for it under Software Combat Log Analyzer. Go check that out. Pinned message at the top is the GitHub link. It's entirely open source right now. The for me, the only difficulty I would have in like replacing SCM with this is we still don't have the server side of things figured out there. But that's something I would need to sit down and work on a bit more. No, I don't need the point defense console. I just left it on. I'm probably gonna put the what's it? Just for survivability for going into some other content, I'll probably put the Valdor on. But yeah, I don't need it. Let me leave this one out. Yeah, it's on the Discord, yeah. So yeah, if you want to mess around with this is entirely open source. Like I said, it is in the Builds Discord. I personally, I quite like it. I do understand some of the criticism that some people may not find it as user friendly and all that as like SCM was, but I really do like how this looks, and the fact that it's open source means that we can easily adjust it in the future as needed. And from what I understand, it already basically works right out of the box on Linux for people that are playing on that side of things. Yeah, I'll take a look at the Tetron stuff at some point, Musin, but I'm not too concerned about it for this stream. Is the 2-piece here wouldn't be worth it. Okay. I was gonna go for Valdor. I can find it in my inventory, even though it's staring right at me. There we go. I just increased the survivability on this ship quite a bit with that change. There is a death column. It may have just been, you may not have seen it because of the UI, how I had it scaled up there. Yeah, if I go to like 1.7, that there's a deaths column over here at the right. Yes, I'm running the 4-piece set. Yeah, that's the issue with SCM is SCM like has been basically abandonware now for quite a long time. Some of those. Oh, perfect. Tetron space. Okay. I'm going to do a public queue, Infected Conduit Elite. If anyone wants to join, this is a public queue. So I'm going to go in, just see the DPS performance of this new set. So public queue, Infected the Conduit Elite. There we go. Yeah, and if there's something that I have to go through and do a mission to get an item for, I probably just won't bother with it, to be perfectly honest with you. What color is the beam? That's a good question. I'll try to take a look at that the next time I go into a patrol with it. At this very moment, the task that I'm going to be doing is just seeing the overall performance from it on a Tetrion CSV build. The Omni is going to be under beam overload. Yeah, I did do the mission, but that was also because that just gave me the entire set, you know, because I that was the last 2 points for my event. But generally, if there's a thing that I have to get from a story mission, I probably just won't get it. Low B Tech console is nice. Okay.
The situation is grim. All attempts.
No ranger, there's no tank. This is the first ISE with the Voyager. So yeah, ISE is gonna be interesting. You get to watch my terrible piloting, MB.
Scanning the nanite threat.
Oh, I should have decar him first there.
The nanite probes will repair the transmitter. Stop now.
Let's go by.
Probe is closing in on a transmitter. Destroy it.
I'm gonna die. Oh, just as my DPRM came back up. No. Yeah, I know I'm not flanking, but I mean, as soon as you die to run, the what the hell? Yeah, that was a bit rough. Okay, let's
Sensors confirm that the transwarp conduit has been destroyed. However, our scans of the star
because people still still going to use
look for survivors.
like ISA, ISC no matter what, even if there is solo tables. SCM. Please hit that button. Okay. So DPS wise, I was at 705k. Let's see how does that match up versus SCM. Yeah, I mean perfectly. 705, 700.12. Yeah, I mean the numbers directly match what SCM has there. So let's look at outgoing damage. The Tholian warp crystals did 77.7k damage. And the Tholian web from the console did 3K because it's bad. And then there's another 6.3K from the warp crystals detonating. So all in all, like, what is that, like 84K probably? Sphinx, thank you for the membership. Very much appreciated. Automated heavy Tetron emitters from the Monder bust Tetron. Has an amazing ability to heal the enemy shields because they missed a minus off the shield drain. Of course, it's cryptic quality. If there's something attached to a ship, whether it be a console or a trait, you basically know there's a good chance it just straight up wasn't ever tested. Like, I know they have a QA team. I've interacted with some of their QA members before, but I look at every release where the ships are broken, and I still believe that they don't really commit much QA resources to the actual ships, that they're focused on the other things. They figure for ships, I think that, players can report the issues. See how much it does on non-tet? Well, the issue, Turtle, is that the set specifically is affected by, or it adds that proc to Tetron weapons. So if you're not using Tetron, yeah, I mean, I think the numbers were interesting from it. I don't think it's going to beat, Disruptor or Phaser, but I think it certainly, this set seems like it's doing something to make Tetron at least a little bit more competitive, but it's still not going to be the best. I tried going back in the stream, but did you quickly launch the analyzer? Yeah, I have it set up in the settings so that it automatically, where is it? Yeah, I've got the auto refresh when log changes. So if it sees that I'm in combat, and it sees that there's changes to the combat log file, it'll automatically just refresh this overall screen. So that's pretty nice. It doesn't have a smaller real-time parser, but you can have this set up to like on just a different monitor and it'll automatically refresh. Oh, to start it, the combat log? Yeah, I typed in combat log 1. Yeah, just do /combat log 1 like you would for any other parser. Okay. Another Jupiter Gauntlet here. Oh yeah, I could certainly boost the Tetron up more. Absolutely.
The recent conflict at Jupiter.
I don't know, MB. I think it would probably have limits for things like that. Let's see what the visual of the new Omni looks like. Sort of looks like a normal Tetron, right? And the shade of blue might be a little bit different, but it didn't look that different to me. Underbeam overload, it looks like. Yeah, so there's the visuals for this new Omni. Yeah, nobody going to fly into crystals? Yeah. I mean, it's creating a lot of crystals, to be fair. Basically, every time a target dies, like it's creating them. Unfortunately, I do not have the Tetron Torp, so I can't say for sure there.
Computer in simulation.
But like, look at all these crystals. Like, if you're on a very AoE heavy map, like that would probably do a fair bit. Yeah. Does it share restrictions with crafted or set omnis? Let's I'm pretty sure I already know the answer to that. Um from what I've heard, it can be put in alongside a set omni, but let me grab the one from the competitive rep and I'll see there. But I mean overall, like I think the set so far, like if you're doing a Tetrion build, I think it's a no-brainer. You get it for your Tetrion build. It's not going to make Tetrion better than Phaser or Disruptor, but I mean, I think it's helping you know, make that gap a little bit smaller. Yeah, I have heard that you can run it alongside another set Omni, so I guess I wouldn't even have to craft that one. I'd be able to just put on whatever set Omni I have, and yeah, look, I can put on another set Omni next to it. So the answer is yes. It can go on alongside another set Omni Beam. Try search and rescue? Okay. Rescue and search. Yeah, it takes the crafted slot. Well, you're only giving up the warp core and the shield, so you're giving up the disco 2-piece, which is survivability. You're not giving up your engines or your deflector. You still keep those.
We did it.
That rift's unstable. We need to hurry, or those ships won't make it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I wouldn't skip out on the set. You know, to be clear, I think that this set, even if you don't have a Tetron build, you know, this gives you an option for another, you know, build type in the future if you want to do something different, or if you want to set up a character, you know, on Tetron or whatever. This set is really giving you a nice option here, so I would say, yeah, then to make sure you're going through and getting this set unlocked.
Bad news, I'm afraid. Klingons are approaching our position.
I'm way too close. I'm gonna get hit. Maelstrom feels so worthless in this environment because they die too fast. Yeah, so I put the Fekiri Torment on and it immediately boosted the crystals. Like the radiation damage on the tooltip. Yeah, the crystals don't react fast enough to get even the kills in. Yeah. On a higher difficulty, they'd probably have more time for sure to react here, because right now it's... I think there's so many of them, like I straight up am not able to even see my weapon fire on some of these shots, it looks like. Oh, CSV misfire. They'll have a time to do something now. Yeah, I mean, they're insta-killing things. My concern is that each of these counts as an entity, which means that in like a hive environment, is this going to cause more despawn issues? Kigo, I think it's a good set. I don't think it's going to make Tetron meta, but I do think it is closing that gap. Don't fire and see what happens.
Let's deal with the stragglers, shall we?
I mean, yeah, these things were definitely farming them. Short, how's it going?
I think that was the last of them. It appears Jaula and her folk.
Look at all these secondary shields. It's a neat effect when you get the secondary shields. It is actually like a neat... But I can't see my shield capacity here. This isn't going to tell me my temporary shields either, is it? No, but I mean, like I said, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it's a neat sound. I have not heard about anything regarding the Maelstrom. I've heard nothing, Ranger. So let's see. What else would be good for this? Honestly, Battle of the Binary Stars. You guys want to do one of them on like Elite or something? Just see how the you'd like an EPG build or do a Hive? Hive? Okay. Hive Onslaught Elite public queue. Here we go. Hive Onslaught Elite public queue. And there's the pop. I haven't even checked my traits. Okay, my traits are fine. And I'll probably have like a summary video up about this eventually. But I mean I think the set's good so far. I think the performance from it, like, I think it's fine. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna push Tetron up, but or like it's not gonna push Tetron up to the top of the meta, but it's gonna close the gap for sure. New genre, YouTube pugs. Any unofficial word about when summer event starts? From looking back at like last year, I would say probably like right at the end of June. Like about a month from now, I think it should be starting up.
Only fools dream of victory where none can be had.
I'm taking a bit of heat. I'm dead. I don't have much survivability on this field, so if I put on some colony tack consoles, I probably could make this quite tanky, but as is.
Your efforts are futile. Destroy this vessel, and that will claim another.
Yeah, I know I'm not flanking. I know, terrible. Up, be back. Okay, Ranger, you should have her. Let's take a look at the parse. I had 509. Ranger, I've got you at 453. For me, the Tholian warp crystals in there did. The Tholian warp crystals. It keeps updating because things are blowing up. Let me open that in SCM. So the warp crystals, do they show up under pets? Yes, they do. So 42.3k from the warp crystals in there out of 510k. And another 5.5k from the detonation. So I mean I think the damage output from it was fine. 150k from Maelstrom. Yeah, I know you're happy about that, aren't you, Ranger? Hypothetically, in theory, the event ship is the Tamarian cruiser. I wonder. That'd be a great hypothetical ship to have in the game, especially with all the recent TNG theme. Yeah. Summer ship I think will be from a show based on Kale talking about it. What am I getting messages for? Terrible. Don't know what all you want there, Voyager. I'll look at that off stream. I'll look at it after stream, Voyager. Like, something about getting a bunch of ships together. That might be something more to to have like Triz go through and do. Because Triz likes to get a bunch of ships together to take pictures. I mean, just most recently was the last night. Let me see if I can find it. Screenshots. Like Triz had quite a bit of stuff going on his stream last night, and I think he's gonna have something similar tonight. If you have like an Ent J, I think. Yeah, he's trying to do like an Ent J pancake. Chris is just a really big fan of the Enterprise J, so as you can see, like it looked neat. I had a lot of money in that picture right there, for sure. Triz can supply your sound effects too. Yeah, he was very, very happy about it. Okay. What else do we want to try here? Great watching it last night. Yeah. I think Triz is just putting on a show. Yeah, I legitimately think that he actually likes the ship. He just can't admit that he likes it. Battle of the Binary Stars? Yeah, let's do a Battle of Binary Advanced. Public queue. Battle at the Battle of the Binary Stars here, whatever it's called. Advanced public queue. Let's go. There we go. I'm gonna laugh if Voyager didn't get in. I did grab the 13th bundle, and I was thinking about this last night. Like I realized, you know, I never got a lot of the things done with the 13th bundle that I wanted to get done. And honestly, the biggest issue this year has been trying to get some content done without getting, you know, burnt out, because just some of the things, you know, it can be really time intensive to go through and get like a ship review done that's proper, or a build video. Oh, those suck so much. Build videos suck, because the moment you put out a build video for one ship, you get people asking, how do I copy this over to this other ship? And it's like, it's the exact same thing. Your weapons and gear literally don't change. You change like one or two things on the bridge officer station, and bam, you've moved the build to a different ship. I don't know. But there's lots of things that I want to get done, and I think I'm not going to commit on any ideas publicly. And rather I'm just gonna continue working on the things that I want to work on, and once I have them done, I'll announce them. But until they're actually done, they just, yeah. The Razor shotgun array, yeah. The World Razor is such a good ship.
And prove to you that now, as always, we come in peace.
I mean, if the Sona console could be used on any ship, I would probably consider this bundle. But because Cryptic doesn't unlock these consoles, just hard to justify. Oh, we got an EPG build here? Okay, well, everything's gonna die. video on res would help people. You should basically not worry about it. Wonder when Patrol Escort T6 comes out? It looks like July at this point. It's probably going to come out during the summer event. Like, as in debuffing, yeah, that's important, but like for resistance on a ship, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that still think like that's you know, that's something important for like PvE, and really do not think it matters. No word yet on what will be in the bundle with the Patrol Escort. Kale did hint at, you know, like a lower deck ship. Imagine if there's like the lower decks Excelsior in the Sea Store. Oh yeah, you're right. The Valdor was lower deck ship. Terrible. I don't know what's going to be in the bundle. Probably some older like T5 ships that never got a T6 version that are fed, because they don't seem to be that interested in making KDF ships anymore. Yeah, that certainly can be a factor with this too, is that your team can take the crystals from you. Absolutely. So Biha, the thing is that with phasers or disruptors, you have access to the the Terran Reputation set beam array or dual heavy cannon. And the Terran dual heavy cannon or beam array are the best for those respective like weapon types. The Terran DHC is the best dual heavy cannon in the game, and it's available for phaser disruptor. And for the beam array, it's also the same situation there, because it scales up and doubles its damage as the target loses HP. Phaser and disruptor also have a ton more stats going for them. Phaser also has the emulating Phaser Lance console. There's just a lot of other things that synergize very well with Phaser, and there's a lot of things that synergize very well with Disruptor, whereas Anti-Proton has not gotten as much attention in the past couple of years.
Historically, only 19 pods were recovered. They're looking at 8 pods. Recover the survivors. Klingons just tracked Lieutenant Tyler's escape pod.
Yeah, I would like to see some legendary, like enemy ships. Yeah, there's a lot of things that boost phaser. Anti-proton can still do well. Like, if you have an AP build, like, it will still work. It's just, if you're chasing like absolute max deeps, then phaser disruptor gonna be best. So plasma right now would also be pretty good in situations where things live a long time. Still waiting on the Nikul Dread. Yeah. There's some things where you wonder why they haven't went through and like taken advantage of some of those ship models. Especially with the Nikul, they're bringing them back in, right? So What is the best damage over time weapon type? Right now, plasma. Because of the Gorn trait. You have to have the Gorn trait though to make it effective. The new one off of the Gorn Hunter Pilot Raider. I mean, under Fire at Will, it's broken, but under CSV, it still works fine.
Good. Because when fighting, we're not talking.
Prepare to receive my envoy.
For specific phaser like subvariants, use whatever color you like the most, to be honest. Like the difference between most of them is so small that it's basically just not relevant. Yeah, the reason I don't play this TFO much is because it's so time gated. Yeah, I know. I could get the heavy bomb molecular Tetron turret, but I probably won't be investing too much more into this build because like I've seen enough from it. Like the Tetron stuff can do fine, but it's to me it's, you know, it's not gonna change the way I play. I'm not gonna like fully commit to using it over what I currently use. Well, no, this is Battle at the Binary Stars. It changes your ship. I'm currently in the Hydra. Sometimes it wouldn't change the look, yeah. I really like this visual when you pick up the warp crystals. That's cool.
I think we've seen enough for now. Not the greatest moment for either the Federation or the Empire, but we've come a long way since that fateful day. Thank you for your participation. If you wish to attempt the simulation again, feel free. Our research teams will be happy to have more data to analyze on the battle.
I think if you're running this set, you're doing the 4-piece, to be honest. That's my thoughts on it right now. If you're doing this set, you may as well go for the 4-piece. The shield, the shield on its own isn't great. The warp core on its own isn't great. But if you're doing the entire, you know, 3 or 4-piece for a Tetron build, then yeah, I think in that situation it would certainly be worth it. because these warp crystals do seem to be doing a decent amount of damage. As for, does the shield have a visual? No. The shield did briefly have a visual. It was a copy and paste of the Discovery one, the Tilly shield, but it looks like they have now fully removed it. Can't even put that in the visual slot. There's no visual on the shield. So yeah, I mean, I think the set does well, and I think if you have a Tetrion build, you should certainly have this on hand, because I think the four piece would be a nice boost to that playstyle. Yeah, but it doesn't impact, like, there is no engine or deflector, so you still run your competitive engines and your colony deflector. The four piece is a warp core or singularity core, a shield, the Omni, and a console. Like, there is straight up, there's no engine or deflector here. So the only trade-off you are making with this is you're running this warp core and shield over the Discovery rep stuff. So you're losing out on the survivability that two piece has. So if you're looking at a Tetrion build, I think this looks nice, but again, it's not going to push Tetrion up to a point where it is beating Phaser Disruptor. Phaser Disruptor are still going to be better than Tetrion, but this is at least closing the gap a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, the Disco 3-piece does mean you're losing some damage, absolutely. Okay, I need to go through, get my other endeavors done here. So yeah, if you're using a phaser or even a Tetrion build, that is a good point what you're saying, MB. Like, if you're running especially like a CSV build on a Tetrion setup, you're probably better off just doing the two-piece Omni Beam and console and then still running the Disco 3-piece. Like, I do agree there. The Disco 3-piece is still going to net you more damage than what this 3 and 4-piece would give you, but outside of the CSV situation there, the Disco 3-piece doesn't work as well for people on like Beam Overload. So in that case, then if they're doing like Beam Overload or something like that, then probably go for the entire 3 or 4-piece. Let me go in now. I need to do AP damage on ground and defeat Terrans. Apparently, I've already done an ISC run with this. I think we've got pretty much the performance numbers that I would need to see from it. It does okay. It does okay, but it's not, like I said, it's not going to push Tetrion to be above Phaser or Disruptor. Okay. I think that's pretty much all I want to cover on today's stream. It is about 3 p.m. and I need to go take care of some things, so I'm going to wrap things up here. If there's any questions or comments, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below when this goes to a VOD, or ask on the Discord. There's other people that have been messing around with this set also, and you'll probably get better response on the Bills Discord for any questions related to this set. Brett, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm wrapping up for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you again to all channel members and viewers. I do have some more to get added to this list because we had 5 gifted there. I'll get that updated right after this, but that's going to be it for now. I'll see you guys around.